What's up, Pawn family? It's Yigal, and today is, what is it, April 20th? That's right, 420. A lot of my friends who are into that stuff enjoy this day. I don't partake, but want to go live because I had this thought. I was running this morning, and I had this incredible thought I want to share with you guys, and I also want to get your guys' feedback. So first of all, if you're joining in, go ahead and say hello. Let me know that you can hear me and see me. And a lot of people talk about the importance of business, right? Like what's important in business, what's important to know inside your business. And it's unfortunate that people forget about number one thing. And I'm going to talk about the number one thing in a moment. Just let me know that you can hear me and see me. I want to make sure we're all good on Facebook. Looks like I'm live. Okay, cool. So one of the things that people totally forget about in their pawn business, and you forget about it because you've been so blessed that people are going to walk in anyway to your store that you haven't really studied it, and it hasn't been really talked about in the pawn industry as much as it should be, and that's lead generation, right? So I talked about this is the number one thing that's more important than metrics and process. Let me explain. Your metrics, like if you're in the mastermind, we check your metrics on a monthly basis. Metrics are super important. Your process, super important. But the truth is, without lead generation, your metrics and your process don't matter at all. What I mean by this is if you can't get people through the door at a consistent base and with a growth pattern, your metrics are going to go down and your process is going to break. If you can't get people to follow you, to buy from you, to word of mouth, to bring people in droves into your location, you're going to have a big problem with everything else. Now, we're going through COVID-19, right? And people aren't walking in as much as they used to. And so what do I talk about lead generation? Well, in the mastermind, we are consistently working on lead generation, emails, text messages, Facebook Lives. What's up, Danny? What's up, Scott? What's up, Rob? And Scott just said that Georgia, it's going to start opening up on Friday. All right, be safe. And we'll talk about this on Thursday. We'll talk about something else on Thursday on the community call. Don't forget to join us there. But right, like lead generation is extremely important. I've heard people talk about cutting their marketing budget, and it makes me sick to my stomach because right now pawn shops have cash. Redeems have skyrocketed. Sales have skyrocketed. And the truth is that if you aren't spending money on marketing and lead generation, you're going to lose out when the world opens up. Right? What's up, Greg? Thanks for joining. Rachel, what's up? How are you? Great to see you. Bob, how you doing, my friend? Great video, by the way, Bob. And so lead generation means marketing. If you're not studying marketing, if you're not learning about marketing, if you're not learning about funnels and email sequences and text blasts and Facebook Lives, all those types of things, you're going to miss out because this is the truth. Regardless of if Georgia opens up on Friday, there's going to be a lot of people scared to come to the store. And there's going to be a lot of people who might look at different options to get money. If you're not in front of their face consistently, if you're not lead generation, if you're not measuring how many people are walking into your store, the active number of customers, your ROI, the cost of customer acquisition, all these numbers, I'm sorry, but all those metrics and processes aren't going to matter because your competition is going to study them and blow you out of the water. Because the truth is that business is a big marketing game, right? A big marketing game. And the person who markets the best wins the game. The person who markets the best wins the game. That's it. The product doesn't have to be the best product. The store doesn't have to look like the nicest store, but to get them into the store, the person who markets the best wins. Now, retention is a different story, customer retention. But by the time you've gotten somebody into the store, right, to get them into another store It takes a pawn shop to treat them like crap, throw something at them, just horrible for them to switch companies or stores, right? Danny says, so true. I watched a great video on YouTube on how to market on Instagram. Danny, we got an Instagram expert coming into the mastermind to teach you that soon. So Rachel says, I have an entire customer base receiving a text and email, placing a 4th-page ad in the newspaper, and new Instagram ads going up. Yes. Rachel, you're such a badass. Rachel's asking for loans, merchandise, and for them to share our page. So, right? If you don't know how to lead generate, if you don't know, if your email list isn't growing, if your text message list isn't growing, if your Instagram isn't growing, if your Facebook isn't growing, then your competition is going to win. Because right now is a time where everybody's stuck at home. They're on their phones day in and day out, right? And it's very sad, but I consistently hear store owners and operators saying like, oh, I'm so busy right now. I can't do that stuff. I'm so busy right now. There's no way I can get to marketing and doing Facebook and all this type of stuff. The truth is, this is the time. This is the time when you only have 3 people at a time in the store. This is the time to learn that stuff and to grow. Next week, Rachel and Danny, who are in the mastermind, don't even know this. I'm posting it today. We have Marley Jackson is one of the #1 video marketers in the world. She's coming in to give us a masterclass on video marketing and YouTube marketing, which is going to be incredible. So you guys should be super happy about that. But that's the truth. And all this talk about, what to do next and what to do next in the pawn industry and this huge wave of pawn loans, the truth is you're going to get a 1-foot wave if your competition outmarkets you. That's it. It's that easy. If your competition outmarkets you, you're not going to get that hurricane, tsunami, whatever people are calling it, of pawn loans. It's not going to happen. Only if you market correctly, only if you can go out there and get the attention of people, will you be able to have more and more people walk in through your store. Now, the process of keeping clean and all those types of things are very, very important, right? We've got Danny and Rachel on this live who are doing amazing things on Facebook Live, selling, learning, studying because of the mastermind and other reasons. But the truth is that if you just keep on telling yourself that I'm a pawnbroker, you're going to do the same business that you did before. If you hit your fist and say, I'm a leader, I'm a marketer, I'm a strategist, which is what we talk about in the mastermind consistently, those 3 things, then you will grow exponentially. You will not just grow exponentially, but you'll grow with less stress. You'll have more fun. You'll build a better team. You'll get those processes down so you can actually enjoy the time when everything is about to go crazy. So hear me out. If you're not studying marketing, and I've been studying marketing, day in and day out to help the mastermind. So we've got a video expert coming, a YouTube expert coming in. We have a LinkedIn expert who's going to come in and teach us about LinkedIn. An Instagram expert who's going to come and teach us about Instagram. I mean, the mastermind is going to learn and is going to be ahead of the game of everybody in the pawn industry so that when everything opens up, their marketing is going to be just pushing out and pumping so that they get more of the business than any competition around. So they get more of that tidal wave of pawn loans and sales and whatever it is that's coming up in the future. So take off your pawnbroker hat for a moment and put on a hat of learning something new, learning marketing, learning strategy, learning leadership. Because if you don't, whoever does is going to win, right? And who's going to win might be the online pawn shop because there's pawn shops where you can send your items to. How do we beat them? That's through marketing, through targeting, through the avatar, through niching down, through finding exactly where your avatar is and how to catch them and talk to them and connect to them. And there's 3 different types of content that you can put out there: connection content and proof of concept content and story content and all these types of things. But if you don't know how to do that, all you're going to do is sit behind the counter hoping that those pawn loans come through the door. Hoping. Because are people going to need money? Yeah. But if the person across the street took this time to learn more than you, guess where they're going to go? To the person across the street. So with that said, let me know what you think about what I'm saying. If you agree, disagree, A for agree, D for disagree, that's fine. You can disagree with me if you like. It won't hurt my feelings. But, make sure that you understand that, think about it. Somebody sold a vacuum to cut hair, the Flowbee. I don't know if you were around. I'm sure you were. That Ron Popeil, was that guy's name? He sold spray paint for bald people. Ladies and gentlemen, spray paint for bald people. That was just spray paint in a can for your head. But why did it work? It worked because he was a marketing genius. I know, I saw that. Rachel, I was going to let you know that I saw the Flowbee is made in Kerrville, right? Have you heard of the Scrub Daddy from Shark Tank? The Scrub Daddy has sold like 26 million units, over $100 million in product for a sponge. Ladies and gentlemen, a sponge, a kitchen sponge with a smiley face on it. Understand that the time of the old school pawnbroker is done. It's over. It's finished. And I respect the old school pawnbroking. It made us who we are today. We learned so much. But the old school pawnbroker opened the doors and money walked in. And if you're not learning marketing strategy and leadership, this is going to crush you, not make you grow. If you don't join something like the mastermind where you're part of a group of people learning and growing together, you're not going to do as well as you think, because people are teaching things like process and metrics and things that aren't, yes, they're extremely important. Don't get me wrong. All those things are extremely important. But the truth is, if you're not investing in marketing today and growing that, you're not going to do as well as you think. Tom says, become relevant and get the exposure you need to survive. 100%. 100%. And there's a way and methodology to do it in the pawn business that's different than other businesses. But listen, I created this saying yesterday, and it's, yes, the pawn business is different, but it's business. Right? And so many people that I follow are making mistakes that I'm seeing on Instagram and Facebook, and woe's me. And, people are pulling out of doing SEO and Google AdWords because they're like, well, I don't know what's going to happen, so I don't want to spend the money. Ladies and gentlemen, if you spend the money the right way, you get the contact information, the email, the Facebook pixel, the YouTube code, so that you can retarget these people and then sell to them and ask them to come and pawn with you. But the fact of the matter is, you don't know how to do that today. So you're hoarding your cash and not investing it because you're afraid, thinking that people aren't going to walk through the door. It's not about people walking through the door today. It's about getting the lead and then asking them to walk through the door. The people who are going to win the game, and Danny and Rachel know this because they're in the mastermind, they're watching this. And if whoever else is in the mastermind, let me know. I'd love to shout out to the mastermind. That's right. Danny says we're not spending money, we are investing it 100%, right? So, and that's the truth. So if you're hoarding your cash, afraid to invest your money, right? Or because you call it spending, you're making a big mistake. Huge mistake. I promise you're going to make a big mistake. Will you make some money? Yeah, you'll make some money. But will it be like epic money making? No. Because your list is the same as it was before COVID-19. So with that said, so Tom asked the question, Greg, what's the next step that goes beyond current SEO and FBNIG? Innovation in a new venue style needs to happen. It might. Yeah, that's very, very true. Like I said, the online pawnbrokers are going to be making some cash with people sending in their Rolexes and their diamonds because They don't have to walk in anywhere. Another thing that we'll talk about this on the community call. Join us on the community call. Let me put in the post for that. The links that you can sign up for the community call. And one thing that we're going to talk about is what you can do to make your customer feel safe walking in and leaving their jewelry there, and then you giving them their jewelry back when they take it out. So just to let you guys know, that's the community call. But it's super important to know that there might be another style coming down the pipeline. Those who think that there's going to be a hurricane tsunami of pawns rushing through your door. Listen, are people going to need money? Yes, but people are afraid. They're very afraid. So if you don't market correctly, you're just going to instill more fear in them. You're just going to instill more fear from them walking into your pawn shop. And that's the truth. So listen up. The mastermind is doing incredible things. It's an incredible group of people, and I'm bringing in the most amazing experts from around the globe to come and teach on marketing strategy and leadership. Plus my 17 years in my own pawn shop, growing it to multi-million dollars in pawn balance. So with that said, I'm going to let you go. If you want to chat, send me a DM. And this is something cool that I think Danny and Rachel will like. If you just go to m.me/pawnleaders, that shoots you to my bot, and you'll see what that looks like once you do that. So if you just go to m.me/pawnleaders, and you guys can do this for lead generation, by the way. It shoots you to my DM, so you can send me a direct message right away. So shoot me a direct message, and let's have a conversation about growing your operation, making it safe for your clients, pivoting into Facebook Live and being able to sell more on Facebook Live and sell online more and drive traffic to your website, because your website is just a needle in a haystack of other websites. That's all it is at the moment, because you're not doing it correctly, right? So we would talk about this stuff of driving more traffic to your website, pixeling them, being able to send ads to them through Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and all these types of things, which we work on in the mastermind. I'd love to have you join. I'd love to have you be a part of this incredible group of pawnbrokers who are taking it to the next level. And again, just shoot me a message, m.me/pawnleaders. It's a little cool thing that some people don't know that Facebook allows you to do. So with that said, I'm going to go hang out with my family, play with my daughters, see my wife, eat something because I've been working all day. Mastermind, I'll see you guys tomorrow and Wednesday, and super excited for next week's call with Marley Jacks. So talk to you guys soon. Take care. And for those of you also, join us on the community call. All right? We'll talk to you guys soon.